poet. This is Bruce Ford, the quintessential punk rock PhD. And to my right is Jason from the Illuminated Eyes.
Woo!
And I'm going to read you a poem. This is called, quote, The Raven. Has the sun ever done you wrong? Have you burned? Did it give you life and death? Wait, they said. Sit and wait here and she'll come to you. The raven, they said, the sigil of red and black, who swerves in the air to find you. I looked for the signs to lead me to her, the heavenly signs Daniel, the Jack, and I found written in the wet cement on our vision quest. A heart around the name Zach next to the word raven charged me up to trudge the hot and watery air and buy a pack of camels. Have you been waiting long? Only 2 years. Sooner or later I knew the two of us would find each other. The red-haired beauty with softness to touch and lips to kiss. My rainbow robe I used to keep them at bay. The Lightbringer's primordial minions cannot hide that sooner or later our souls always touch, meld, become one with the music of love. She's faced many an autistic tragedy, but however the title page closes, there's still an entire book yet to be read. As Daniel slept I was on watch in the woods by the willowy river. I drifted off this plane into her white soul I've always eaten. There she was, naked before me, dripping of water and skipping brainwaves to see that we are a perfect match. This scarlet letter she wrote me could dissolve in the river and disappear as ashes past groves of people not eating apples, and I can't help thinking to myself that perhaps the snake was right after all. She embraces me, has me flipping cartwheels, simple, silvery soft, and magic metals cut up to feel her arms and legs around me, comforting, binding, lovely and new, yet very old. It's like we were one once, but like Jekyll and Hyde, split apart to wander the frozen world forever. She pulls me down into the water and feeds me the air from her lungs, the doors of her face, the windows of her eyes, the dark fire of her heart. There's a time in life to freak out and a time to stand still. I can tell scorpions from chicken soup. I can tell beer from nowhere. But would I know love from hate, bliss from agony? How bipolar do you have to be to miss the gray area between all things? That place where we all melt. Wake up. Awaken, Zach. Awaken. Why? There's a whole world out here to explore. Is this a dream? Dreams are the only reality. As I awaken, I find my right hand is asleep. Shadowy figures float past me in an etheric stream. There's chanting and wailing in the distance. The figures are at first white, but soon are turned to black and shades of green. They move like zombies, blank expressions and gritted teeth. What are they? Soldiers. Soldiers? But who are they? Surely they must have had faces, names, voices, souls. I'm underground now, a dungeon in darkness. A light soon appears in the distance. Follow the light. Have the soldiers found their light, or do they swim only in the long dark? I follow the fragmented sparks there, somehow untouchable. My hand runs disconnectedly along the wall of the stone corridor. The stone feels strangely cool despite the stifling heat down here so far from the horizon. There comes a sound to interrupt my vacant footsteps. A sound like a fluttering, a sound like a bird. Even before I hear the caw, I know it to be the raven. Suddenly, I am in a dead forest, the land burned black with the fires of hatred. Scorched corpses decaying in sickly piles strewn across the ashen ground. Ravens flap almost, float it seems from one eyeball to another, pecking and tearing away once sacred flesh. Now I notice a shack built of tin on the river bottom, the door creaking stereotypically in the poison wind, and I can almost make out a person's voice, crying, I think. As I enter the shack, I see a young girl with her back turned. Hello? She turns methodically, and I see that she only has half a face. She is chaos herself. Tell them, Zach. Tell them you're a genius. Zach, wake up. Wake up, Zach. Is this a dream? Am I underwater? I can't breathe. Is there an atmosphere here? I cannot think. Do I feel rain? It's cool somehow, even in the dead of summer. I exit the shack and continue through the river bottom. Now I'm sinking in mud, but there comes a hand in the darkness. I feel it clasp mine, the raven. So here we are now, standing in the wind and rain, the birds pour us together. Our hearts brush together abashedly, and I know now that the dream and the reality are one, balanced and inseparable forever. My lungs have burst and I got bubbles in the bloodstream. A curious arcane desire, it's an aneurysm of the brain. A desire to keep her loving me. My arms cast across my chest like the screeching raven come to set me free. I sink back into a lightless grave and crave a touch of psychedelic wish-tone remembrances. Those hallucinations of her standing, sitting, lying, touching me. As fiery red hair falls forward and she falls back, my clotted blood gathers to decircumcise the night. I see a rapid pulse in the fountain streams of myself with her. Red and gold epoxy keeps us glued together, taped and stapled and sewn together in the face of the moon on her period. Love's crimson flight lifts me, and my spirit twirls in weird, unconventional circles to spiral me out past the dawn. A long rain is dried up, and emptiness in my heart is filled. Just as the house of Usher in my soul is collapsing, leaving a wet, carnal greeting, I've lost the keys to my madness and found her there to unlock me. The shifting silence is, like me, endless. It deepens and lowers upon us, guns we've left loaded to keep us pawns in an unholy war. Had love not come in time, who knows what we'd have missed? Always searching without eyes, feeling without skin. Barbed wire horses what for our crosses, the threadbare crucifixion of existential desire. That life lived inside the looking glass, the gods reinvented and reinstated to terms beyond a shallow, two-party system, beyond merely God or the devil. But still the love was lacking to keep me on top of this ridiculous roller coaster of crumbling order. A chaotic good magician always finds out how best to keep the leather-bound classics from fading away into the instant gratification of the glittery television skies. Love keeps me always new, keeps me binding my own words in leather, a place we found on the shelf for our favorite stories. Stories as old as time, like feathered ball lightning. This emptiness I feel, this, my void, has come and gone in waves. Multicolored light shows with pill-popping gestures to keep the water in the fountains, to siphon out the blood to keep me flowing. And once I detox my brain, once the red becomes blue again, once I know again which direction I'm facing, which decisions I'm to make with my heart, and fuck logic, I'll know she's coming soon. She's told me she's coming soon to stroke my hair, to confess skeletons from the closet to me alone. I forgot to exhale on my way back to the surface, but still I know that the end of frantic, stifling limitations will come, and the stonewall boundaries of nihilism will end. I know that she will come to set me free. I'm wondering how much time we have left. We're done?
Make some noise for Zach, everybody.